didn't really think that I would actually become a teacher. That wasn't my anticipation. And then it turned out that I really loved teaching and that I loved the kids, and it turned out that it was the right fit for me, actually. When you become a teacher, you actually learn so much. And so I'm constantly learning from them.
I think sometimes new teachers come in and they think, this is how I'm going to be, and this is what I'm going to teach, and this is how I'm going to teach it. And sometimes you forget that this is a very people-driven industry. And not only we're working with people, but we're working with babies, especially in the elementary.
My first year, my kids were hanging off the walls and screaming and running around the classroom, and I didn't know what to do. And then when summer came, I thought, do I want to keep doing this? I mean, a lot of teachers drop off in the first year.
You're going to walk into a classroom where there may be 6 or 7 of your 35 students are special needs students, and each one of their IEPs, one of their disabilities is all different from the others. One may be autistic, one may be just a resource student, very mild learning disability. And then all the students may be in between. Maybe you have a visually impaired child or hearing impaired.
I have one kid that's been identified with he hasn't been identified yet with ADD. That's what they think he has. His mother doesn't want him tested at all because she feels as though if he gets tested, he's going to be labeled as a slow kid, and he'll be put into slow track.
Tracking, the whole word really kind of emanates from placing certain students in certain classes based upon some criteria. They don't call it tracking anymore, but if you have GATE program, then you have the general program, and then you have special ed. I've always been very cognizant within special ed the issue of placing. We start talking about behavior disordered or severely emotionally disturbed. It's almost like another form of tracking within special education.
So in elementary school, there is no tracking, at least at our elementary school. I'm not positive about other elementary schools. I suppose if you talk about differences in elementary school between how we deal with kids with disabilities versus kids without disabilities, what it would be is a kid with a disability gets pulled out into a small group and worked with a small group in a very isolated classroom.
There's a lot of behavioral issues, discipline issues, classroom management is what they call it, issues are fundamental. Like if you don't get that under control and set a precedent from day one about behavior in the classroom, you can't even teach, the content.
I'm counting by tens, right? Because I'm rounding to the nearest 10. All eyes on me.
All eyes on you.
I'm counting by tens, so when I started working here, that's when I started to learn how to manage, and I started learning about classroom management and how to manage a class.
People on TV bash teachers and say, well, you only work 9 months out of the year and you have the summers off. They don't really get it.
Someone else is trusting you with their children for more time than they actually have with them.
I think every teacher wants to do their best. Every teacher wants to goes into the teaching profession because they believe that every student has a right to education and the ability to learn.
I know at least in 3rd grade, the kids think of me as the smartest person in the whole wide world. I feel like I give them a lot of knowledge, and I feel like I give them a lot of empowerment, especially since all my kids would tell you that they are going to be going to college because I tell them they will be going to college.